Welcome to Bandits Keep Actual Play. I'm Daniel. This week in my solo Dungeons & Dragons campaign, we're picking up with the Rangers. They had been ambushed by some bandits and came out victorious there, captured one of the bandits, interrogated them, and they're trying to figure out what to do. They think they're going to go into the bandits camp and take out the leaders with stealth, so let's see how that goes for them. Okay, so with this in mind, so this character has a potion of clairvoyance and a potion of growth. We also have the captured bandit and all of our troops. Now, I should mention too that the bandits do have some other troops. They have medium horse and light foot. So, I was thinking, well, they would certainly have a guard up because they knew an army was coming, right? But they wouldn't necessarily have the superheroes on guard, right? They're going to have probably regular soldiers on guard. That makes the most sense, I think. So let's do a little bit of a setup here. We're going to do some oracle work to see kind of where we're at, and then we're going to make our move on these guys. So again, I moved this up because although I moved it up before the scene was over, in the end, the scene, I don't know if it went in our favor or not. I guess we got attacked. It wasn't really what we wanted to do. We wanted to try to negotiate with them. So I'm going to say that it's a setback. So we're going to move it up by 1. Okay, so we're in 6 now. If you can see that. Yeah, you can. Okay, so let's figure something out at the bandit camp. So number 1, are the bandits keeping a guard? That seems pretty obvious. I'm going to say that is likely, but because we're 6, we're going to push it up 1, so it's very likely. So 3, if any of them are yes. No. Yes, okay, so there's a guard. Do they have just light footmen as the guards? Again, that seems likely, so it's pushed up to very likely. Yes. Okay. Now I just want to get a general feel for the state of the bandits, like the bandit leaders, the 2 lords, because I want to try to figure out whether or not they would just be like drinking and sleeping and hanging out, or if they're going to kind of be on guard. So I'm going to use Mythic. I'm going to pull 2 words together. So I'm going to take this and this. It says action subject. No, hold on. Action subject is the thing. So the action is trust, and the subject is competition. Okay, so they trust the competition. So I'm going to interpret that to say that the last time the orcs, because they think it's the orcs, attacked in the dead of night because they wanted it to be, dark and stuff. It's not night yet. It's still kind of early, I think. So let's do this. Let's see what time of day it is. We got to this place kind of at the end of the day because we were traveling. So I'm going to roll a D6. Actually, I'm going to roll a D4 to see how many hours of daylight there is left. Okay, 1. So actually, it's about 5 o'clock, right? The sun starts to go down around 6 o'clock in D&D world in my thing. So it's still kind of early. They don't think the orcs are going to attack anytime soon. They're probably going to attack in the middle of the night, right? So it's very likely that the main fighters, the heroes, superheroes, are probably resting. So I'm going to say, are the heroes and stuff resting? Again, I'm going to go likely, which is very likely. No. Yes, exceptional. Okay. Yes, exceptional means to me that they're either sleeping or they are drunk. So let's just go 50-50. Are they sleeping? Yes. All right. So this is almost going to be too easy. All right. So they're sleeping. So if we can get in there and at least take out and of course we know where they are. We know where everybody is. We know the camp's layout because we have a hostage. If we can at least take out the 2 superheroes, I think that we'll be okay. So what we need to do is, this is a small group. I'm just going to go 50-50 because I don't know. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go 50-50 because I don't know. No, I'm going to use a different dice system. Do the superheroes stay in the same camp? Are they in the same tent, I should say? Okay, this is interesting. We have no as a tiebreaker, yes, so no, but something positive. So they're not in the same tent, But I'm going to say maybe the good thing is that they're not, the tents themselves aren't guarded, right? Because it's inside the camp. So all we have to do is get past the main camp. So it feels like we're on a stealth mission. All right, this is going to be risky, but I think I'm going to send my most stealthy characters in to try to basically do a little midnight assassination. I know, we're supposed to be lawful and all that, but at the same time, these people attacked us and we don't know what the deal is here. We know they're really powerful and they'll kill us if we try to face them, and they did just attack us out of the blue. So I'm going to say it's very likely, I already rolled, but I'm going to give myself one more chance. Are we going to basically just try to murder them in their sleep? No, okay, so we're not. So we're going to try to capture them, which basically means we just have to get them, when they're sleeping. So the stealthiest people we have are going to be elves and hobbits, especially if we remove our armor. So I'm going to take this elf, because it's magic chainmail, which basically counts as no armor, so they're definitely going. This elf, and I think probably our hobbit. Is the hobbit more? See, here's my OD&D / thief adventurer skills. If we look at moving silently, which is probably what we're going to want to use, elves are +3, hobbits are +4. But we could also use it going in the night, so we could probably use hide in shadows. I think that's more likely what we're going to use. So, let me do this. If the white dies higher, then it's move silently. If the black dies higher, we'll use hide in shadows. And I'm going to roll 2 black dice because I feel like it's more likely that's hide in shadows. Okay, I tied there, so I'm just going to roll 2 dice. Okay, no, it's move silently. Okay, so maybe it's too bright. Okay, so our most quiet people, barefoot, 8. The hobbit is definitely the most. In fact, even if they wear their armor, they'll still be the quietest. The elves can wear their, well, they can probably go barefoot if they need to. The elves are going to be +5. The way this works is to roll 2d6, and you need to get a 12. So they'll be +5, but I think that they get, I think they get +1 because of their level, because they're all high enough level. Yep. Okay, so the hobbit's 100% the quietest one, but I don't want to send just one person because that would be super dangerous just in case they get cornered. Although, to be honest, they're not in the same tent. That might be the best way to do it. The hobbit is super quiet. The hobbit is basically rolling with a +9. +7 if they wear their armor. But I feel like the best bet is for them to go in there unarmored with literally just some rope. They'll take their bow, because that's their best weapon, and a dagger, because obviously they're going to need to, they'll leave their magic sword just in case they're captured, because they don't want that taken from them. Actually, what they'll do is they'll take with them one of the magic swords from the, oh no, that's a bad idea. They don't want to be recognized as having one of those magic swords. So the hobbit's going to strip down to basically their clothes. Are going to take off their armor, and they're going to take a dagger, their bow across their back. They're going to put on their black hooded cloak for hiding and stuff, and they're going to try to sneak in. So I'm going to do 2 of these. The first one's going to be to sneak into the first tent of the first leader. So again, they need to score 12 here, and they've got a total of +9. $12 exactly. Wow. Okay. Whew, good thing I took that armor off. So they sneak past these guards into the tent of the first lord, and they basically, they kind of wake them up and then crack them overhead and knock them unconscious so that they are, or however you would do it. They tie them up, they do whatever. So they've got the first one captured. And then they're going to move to the second tent. And then behind them, once they get it done, they have they got a signal, right? Like an owl sound or something. And now one of the elves is going to move in, this one. Again, because they're wearing metal armor, they don't have to worry a magic armor. They're going to leave it on. They're going to go in, these 2 elves. And now they get +2, +3, they get +6. And again, they need 12. Okay, they make it no problem. So now they're in watching that first leader. Hobbit moves to the second leader. Again, they get +9. Easily make it in there. They capture the second one. Second elf, again, gets +6. Oh, God. Easily makes it. Okay, so right now, we've got These two elves have captured the two superheroes. The hobbit's in the tent with one of them. Now they've got to get them out of there. Actually, now the smart thing to do is, actually, I wonder, since they're captured and can't do anything, maybe we should just, yeah, we're going to just move through the system, trying to take them out one at a time. If we can get them all captured before anybody knows we're here, that will put us in a great position. So let me make a note of this. We've captured one superhero. We've captured the second superhero. So coming down to the kind of second in command, those are like the ultimate leaders, the generals, if you will. We're going to move down to like the captains. There's 3 of these guys. They're 6th level. So let's do the same thing. Are they bunked together? I guess it's unlikely, but maybe they are. Are they bunked together? I'm not going to roll with the... No. Okay. So we got to do each one individually, which is kind of good in a way. Again, Hobbit moves. Gets into the first one, captures one. I think at this point we're just going to have to tie them up, and we can't guard them because I don't have any other elves to send in. Actually, is this guy an elf? Yeah, I have one more elf. Okay. Well, you know what? That's fine. By the way, these guys are the cleric. I guess I probably should have said this before, but I'm going to send them now. The cleric's going to go back and start to move, get our guys ready, our army ready to attack just in case. And we have a signal for that. They're going to stand on the outskirts, hidden off to the side with the staff of command, just in case they need it. They're not going to bother to sneak in because they don't have a great sneak. But my last elf will sneak in. So they're captured. I'm just going in order. Okay, this last elf's going to sneak in just so that they're there. Hopefully this doesn't blow it. What did I say? An elf gets +3, 6. +6. Come on. Oh, God, okay. 7 + 6 is 13, so they make it. So now all 3 elves are watching 3 of the top commanders. The hobbit's now going to move into the next tent. Again, they get +9. Make it. They capture that one. Next commander. Capture them. There's only 2 left. These guys are a little bit lower level. I'm going to actually see if are these guys also sleeping? Because they're not really, they're just barely above the hero level, so they might be awake. Are the next 2 people sleeping? No, they're not. Okay. Actually, let me roll this. And something bad. Okay, so I'm going to say that means they're together. So the hobbit sneaks up to their tent. Easily sneaks up, looks in and sees that we've got 2 guys awake. So they've got to decide what to do here. They have their bow. The chance of them taking 2 of them out is pretty slim. What they really need is a magic user. They can't put them out with the sleep spell. They really need this guy. That would be the best. Or we have to go in there and just fight them. Now these guys are awake, so they're going to be in armor and stuff. I'm going to say, well, let's say I didn't get that. Well, yeah. That means they're in armor. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me think for a second. They're awake and they're in armor. So are they on patrol? I'm going to say that that's likely. I mean, like they're getting up to go on patrol. Yes, okay. So they're actually moving out to go on patrol, so they leave their tents. So what I'm going to do is the hobbit is going to sneak out, get this magic user, and they're going to kind of come forward and try to get them with the staff of command. So let's see if they can make it outside. They do. All right. Hobbit sneaks outside the lines. When the 2, well, let's see, are they together? Do they patrol together? Yes. And a remote event. What would the remote event be? Okay. This cleric has been moving our troops. So we'll say the remote event is the cleric has the troops that are now starting to move. So I'm going to actually make a roll here to see if, and I'm going to say there's a better chance than not that it's no at this point, but do the bandits, like actual soldiers hear our troops getting ready? Yes. No. Okay, so this is the tiebreaker die, and it re-rolled as no. So they don't hear it yet. But our cleric's now moving in with their troops. The magic user is, and they are patrolling together. They get close enough, ready with their bow to shoot just in case. They step out. Command. Okay, so it's between 2 to 8, and there's only 2 of them, so I think it's between 2 to 8 of that level. Let me check it again. 2 to 8 with 4 to 6 hit dice, and they have 5 hit dice. So they get a saving throw. They are hero +1. So they need an 8, but they get a +1 to the die roll. The first one makes it and draws their weapon. The second one makes it and draws their weapon. So, of course, when they do that, the Hobbit lets loose with their arrows. And I think just for simplicity's sake, since they're also hero +1, we're just going to do a fantastical combat here. Hero versus hero. And because they're at range, I'm going to allow it to, even though it's typically simultaneous, I'm going to say if the Hobbit gets them, then they won't get a return blow this first turn. So a hero trying to slay a hero needs a 7. They're hero +1. The other person is hero +1 as well. So it kind of, they both get bumped out. So I need a 7 on a 2d6. And if so, I will do 5 dice of damage, which is basically 5 hit dice of damage rather. And that's exactly what they have. So that will take them out. Yep. Okay. So as they're charging forward, one of them is dropped by the Hobbit. We're going to say it's this guy. Oh, actually, I'll roll because one of them has a shield +1, which means that would have missed. So 1, 2, or 3, it's the first guy. 4, 5, or 6, the second guy. 1, 2, or 3, it's the first guy. They have a shield +1. They deflect the arrow off their shield, right? Because I rolled exactly a 7, right? Now I can't remember. Let me roll again because I can't remember what I rolled. Actually, I can pause this and go back. No, I can't. Yeah. You know, I feel like I rolled exactly a 7. But let me pause it and play it back. Okay, now I rolled a 9. And hero versus hero needs a 7. So even with the -1 from the shield, that's an 8. So that guy goes down, which is kind of good in a sense. Because the other guy's going to charge up and try to attack the Hobbit, who's, of course, standing in front. You know, they're going to face off against them. They stepped forward, right? Well, you know what? Actually, I guess they would probably attack them if they can. The Hobbit did step up to, you know, they stepped out and shot the bow. You know, let me see. I feel like the Hobbit would try to defend, but they did shoot the other, you know, because they have time, right? They shot the one and then they step forward to face the other guy. They draw their dagger or whatever. But let's see. Let's use Mythic to determine this. I'll say it's 50-50. Can the enemy hero get to the magic user, or does the Hobbit stop them? So can they get to the magic user? No. Okay, so they're going to go against the Hobbit. So they are also hero versus hero. Actually, they're hero +1, but they're actually using a cursed sword, a -2 sword. So they need to get a 7, and they're rolling 2d6 -1. Oh, okay. They strike the Hobbit down, who is defeated. They, even with their cursed sword. And that's the end of that turn. Holy cow. Now, it is defeated, not killed. So we're going to, it's a bandit. They see it's a Hobbit. I'm going to say there's a chance that they didn't kill the Hobbit. You know, I mean, this is going to leave it to chance here. So we'll say, let's just roll a dice. Does this blow kill the Hobbit? Yes, it does. Hobbit's dead. They slice it deeply into the neck or shoulder of the Hobbit, and cutting down, and blood starts to splurt out. The Hobbit rolls back and falls on the ground. The magic user now is faced off against this this one swashbuckler. Of course, they don't want to, or their hero. They don't want to make a lot of noise. They're going to just try to use the Staff of Command again, if they can, but they're awful close. Magic happens before melee, and they're not in a fight with this guy. He is faster than him, because, you know what? She's going to run. She's going to run because she's not wearing any armor. They are, so she's faster. She's also got the move because she's not engaged in melee. Because if he makes that saving throw, then she's, oh man. You know what? High she runs, low she stays. High she runs, okay. So she runs, and she will be able to outrun this guy. The question is, does he follow? I think that's pretty likely. So that's 3 cards. Yes, he pursues. She's running, of course, towards them. So this will be interesting. I feel like this scene is just, so now I'm going to jump over to Mythic for a second. So the scene here is this magic user is charging away with this hero +1, the swashbuckler. They're not a swashbuckler. I'm warrior maybe? I don't know the name of the, now I have to know. I'm using the wrong name. Yeah, swashbuckler. This swashbuckler is chasing after them in their chainmail armor with their cursed sword. The blood of the hobbit dripping from it. They charge after this magic user. The magic user is faster than them. They run up kind of through some woods, and they enter into a clearing where the cleric is standing there with all these mounted men with bows and stuff ready. And they basically say, you know, they see what's happening, and they just let loose with arrows against this hero and pincushion them. That's probably what's going to happen. But let me take the Mythic deck. We're in 6. Let's see if that is the expected scene, if that's what happens. Scene setup, 1 through 8, 9 expected. So that's exactly what happens. And there's so many of them, there's just no way the hero's not going to get pincushioned. So they run out and they're covered with arrows, and that guy is also killed. Okay, of course, she says to the cleric, oh no, you know, the hobbit has been taken out. And they'll run forward to where the hobbit, well, they'll go forward quietly. Actually, I think at this point, they're just going to charge in because they don't know what's happening. And, you know, I could play this whole thing out, but effectively all the main leaders have been captured. What did I say, 200 and, did I not write it down? The 200, yeah, there's 200. The 200 medium horse, I didn't write it down, but that's how many are here. The 200 medium horse come charging in, and there's literally 27 medium horse and 20 light foot. I say they immediately surrender. That's almost certainly what's going to happen, but let me just check Mythic. I say it's, well, let's see. Must be so. I'm going to draw 5 cards. They have, if any of them are yes, then they just immediately surrender. Remember, you go until you get it. What's a 1? Yep, exceptional yes. Yeah, so they don't even kill one of our guys. They just immediately surrender. And now we're in like an aftermath phase. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. We're in an interesting spot here. We've captured some pretty high-level bandits. These bandits are, in fact, they're not evil, but they're definitely reckless and dangerous. I don't think that my characters would just cut their throats. I feel like they would capture them. But I also know that they're dangerous, right? So, I mean, they haven't done anything. We're not the police, right? So we can't really do much except send them on their way. And I do feel like there is that like epic hero thing where if this happens in the story, they're just going to leave and come back another day. They're not just like immediately going to, like player characters, if you sent them away, would just turn around and come right back. But I'm going to say, we defeated them. We're taking their stuff. We're going to put them on like light riding horses. We're going to give them some rations and like no weapons. And we're just going to send them on their way. And I think that they're just going to have to deal with that. Maybe we'll let them leave with a little bit of, and actually what we'll do is we'll say, if you leave now, we'll return to you your magical weapons. No, we're not going to do that. Let's see if they agree to it. Let's go here. We're going to go to, do they agree to leave or stay our prisoners? Because that's basically their choice. And if they agree to leave, then I'm going to just say they're going to be lawful to it. So if they agree to leave, then yes. Otherwise, we're going to keep them prisoner here, and we're just going to find a spot for them, and we're going to do it. Okay, they do not agree to leave, but something good. So I'm going to say the something good is they don't leave, but they don't give us any trouble. We bring them into the dungeon. We find a place that's possible to secure them, We put them in the room. We throw a hold portal on that door, and they're our prisoners for now. We've got all their loot, all their treasure, all their magic, and in a few days, and maybe this is why. Oh, they killed our hobbit. Okay, so we have to deal with this. You know what? I would stay here and fight these orcs, but we don't want our hobbit to die. And Raised Dead is only good for like 7 days. I think it took us longer than 7 days to get here. I'm not sure we can get back fast enough. Well, we can use a higher level cleric to raise them. Is it worth it to hang out here for a few more days to fight these guys? I think not. I think as much as I'd like to end the season with this place being cleared, I think that the idea of them hanging out there to fight this orc army, or even to search through this dungeon when they know that their friend could be raised if they leave right now, they just wouldn't. Oh, you know what though? Hold on. If you've been enjoying these actual plays, please do take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check the description. You'll find links to most of, if not all, the things I use here, and make a comment below if you have something you'd like to say, questions about the game, etc. I'm always open to that. Talk to you soon.